Thanks for staying with us on UTSA Football Insider. Glad to have you back with us here on the campus of UTSA. I'm your host, Bill Lamb. Well, just around the corner, the season opener in Albuquerque against the New Mexico Lobos for the UTSA Roadrunners. And it's certainly great that they have a familiar face calling the shots at quarterback in Eric Souza. Starts his final season as the boss for the Roadrunner offense, and it's a journey that started a long time ago to arrive at this point.
That needs to be automatic, you understand? Take pride, okay? You take pride in your blocks. I guarantee you we're going to have a successful offensive outing on our part, okay?
It was these same dusty practice fields in Alice, Texas, where a family dynasty was born. The stage was Friday Night Football. The name is Souza. Chris and his brother Robert rewrote the Alice Coyote record books before taking their talents to nearby Texas A&I. Quarterback Chris led the Javelinas in total offense in 1983 and 84. After college, Chris went into coaching, and it wasn't long before the Souza clan began to expand and start showing up on the field.
It's funny because Eric, ever since I was a head football coach, he heard every halftime and after game speech that I made because he was always in the locker room with the boys and whatnot.
By the time Eric was a freshman, the Souzas had landed in Beeville. Eventually, Chris' oldest son, Justin, a prep star in his own right, had joined his dad on the sideline. Souza thrived for the Trojans, throwing for over 8,000 yards and 86 touchdowns. Eric not only excelled on the field, but in the classroom as well, being named salutatorian. He was only outranked by one other student, valedictorian and high school sweetheart Audrey Jones.
A lot of people were saying, oh, he's very smart, and I was just like, well, you're not smarter than me. That's just what I thought.
He's not only a great quarterback, but he's a great student athlete, and that's what's probably made us the most proud.
Eric was recruited by another South Texas coach's son, Travis Bush, to play for Texas State. Eric would eventually follow the offensive coordinator to his next stop, UTSA. The rest is history.
And they'll send Armstrong in motion. They fake it to Johnson. Souza runs left at the 10, at the 5, touchdown! Eric Souza has a score! The first touchdown in Roadrunner history on the first possession in Roadrunner history.
You know what, I really didn't think that it was just such a big moment until we got there. And I was, oh my gosh, look at this. And then Eric makes the first touchdown. Oh gosh.
At the time, it was kind of a blur. I don't really remember much of it, but it was just all so loud, so crazy. But being able to have that opportunity, that was something that I'll always remember.
In the team's first year, Souza completed 56% of his passes, throwing for more than 2,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. Despite stepping up the level of competition, last season Souza's completion percent went up while throwing for 20 touchdowns against just 3 interceptions. At one point, Souza led the FBS with 256 passes without a pick.
He's humble, he's a leader, kids follow him, he's a team player, and him hearing us say those kinds of things, were engraved in his mind at an early age, and that's what I think makes him special.
Now as Eric prepares to lead his team into its new home in Conference USA, he also has some other big plans.
I guess the day before the game, I told the equipment guys, hey, this is what I'm planning on doing. Do y'all mind holding the ring? Winding down, it was starting to get kind of, man, it's about to happen, and then when the clock strikes 0, I was excited, and then everyone rushed the field, and the equipment guy that I gave to, John, I couldn't find him. So I was like, oh no. And I finally found him. He's like, here, I got it, here, follow me. And so he took me up to the stands, and then I guess all is history after that.
Looking back now, I can see the signs, but I didn't think anything of it before then, so.
What was funny is that, he hadn't thrown interceptions since the first game, and he'd been almost perfect as far as that goes, and all of a sudden that game he throws 2 interceptions, and I'm thinking, this guy's getting cold feet. I'm thinking, don't throw the game away, Eric.
His character off the field didn't go unnoticed either. Souza was chosen as one of 5 finalists of the prestigious John Wooden Citizenship Cup. With his family's support, Eric remains humble and true to his roots.
First off and foremost, I want to thank my parents, Chris and Colleen Souza, my beautiful fiance, Audrey. Without y'all, I don't know where I'd be right now.
You don't want to be recognized as a player. I don't want to be recognized as the first quarterback or anything like that. I want to be recognized more than that. I want to be recognized for things that I also did off the field. And if all you're remembered as is a football player, then you didn't do your job while here on this earth.
it was just awesome to be able to come back, and all the announcers were talking about was a redemption shot for me, because the year before they blocked my little chip shot field goal, a 26-yarder, and you know I worked on getting the ball up in the air, getting my height, so they can't get that block, and to be able to put my work to good use, it felt good. Oh, they always say it's 90% mental, and once you get to a certain point, there's not a whole lot physically you can do different. So during the season, it's pretty much 100% mental, really. Just keeping your head in the game and not worrying about misses or blocks or anything like that. You just have to keep your mind right and stay focused.
The squad begins their season in the spring and immediately prepares for the competition. Many hours, days, and months are spent perfecting the routine, and it all comes down to one day, one performance.
It's a 2.5-minute routine, and we probably put in, I would say, close to hundreds and hundreds of hours.
It's so different from other sports because they have the chance to gain their points and win, but we only have one shot, like one opportunity.
Every day they're here together, day and night, they live together, they do everything. So it's inspiring to look at them and realize that they've come so far as a group, as a unit.
In the 7 o'clock meetings, he's fired up, he gets the players going and makes them wake up, and he's been a great addition. He brings great energy, plus great coaching expertise to our staff.
If it's energy he's trying to generate with his players, it's working.
I like Coach Popovich, man. He's exciting. He's too energetic sometimes, but I mean, he works us really hard, and we appreciate him.
His coaching style is very uplifting. It keeps us motivated, keeps us focused, and makes us believe that we can actually do it.
Starling and Adams lend some much-needed experience to the runners on the corners, an otherwise thin position. So if Coach Pop's techniques are sound, what would his players have him work on?
He has bad jokes sometimes.
His jokes are kind of off sometimes.
Might be on my jokes. What's wrong with my jokes?
He can say something and like he kind of laugh in front of us, and we're like, okay.
Okay. Yeah. You're done. All right. It's like the Gong Show. You're done.
With the level of competition spiking in this third year, hopefully it'll be the Roadrunners, not opposing quarterbacks, who have the last laugh.
Get excited, man. He's out.
I remember coming in my freshman year, it was spring ball, and then I remember Coach Brown telling us that I had the green light. And then we were like, oh, well, what's the green light? He was like, if Kenny Bias ever has a man, then we're gonna just press it and you go get it, go, throw it to him, go. I think by him giving me the opportunity to make the plays, and giving me, those type of routes and plays that I can really be myself and go get the balls that I want. Because I like running downfield, as y'all can tell. I like to run down there and open up my stride and go get the ball. I like getting open. I mean, I don't even think about the defender. I just think about, okay, just get to that spot faster than he will, and then it happens. It's just all about speed and focus. Every pregame, I talk to myself. I don't know if that's weird, but you got to have positive self-talk. And I tell myself, like, nobody can hold you. Like, go up for the ball. Like, any ball in the air is your ball. You just go up and look it in, tuck it, score.
Greetings from UTSA campus. You're watching Rowdy's Mailbag. I'm your host, Erin Carino, and of course we have the main guy himself, Rowdy the Roadrunner. Chris from San Antonio asks, Rowdy, you always seem to be dancing. What is your favorite dance move? Should I start beatboxing? Go Rowdy, go Rowdy, go Rowdy.
We love our fans, we love our students, and we just work so hard to please them and to get them excited about our games that if they just stay to the end, even if things are going wrong, it's really a morale boost for us. And we're going to try to make it to where things don't go wrong in the game. But it's football, and it's an oblong shape. It's going to bounce the wrong way sometimes. And we just want them to know that them just being there for moral support, it's what Roadrunner Nation's all about. We started from nothing, and now we have all these great fans, 35,000 fans. Let's stay in there and let's do this together.
Welcome back to the campus of UTSA as UTSA Football Insider rolls on. Part of the building process to have a great Division I football program is how you complete your roster. And in the case of UTSA, they're like everyone else. They want the very best players they can get at every position. But as you fill things out, many times as you start a program, you have to look a little bit further. Sometimes that means taking a shot on a player who might have been overlooked by a more established program, mainly because of size, despite putting up great numbers. That fits the profile of one Tristan Wade.
If you look good, you play good.
Well, it start with waking up early in the morning. We gotta wake up at 5:30. I mean, at first I wasn't used to it, but after a while I got used to it because, you know, we've been waking up early in the morning since summertime. But as long as you have that mindset that you just gonna wake up on the good side, you should be all right. During the game, yeah, a lot of stuff be going through my head, honestly. Like, I just be trying to get the other person down or get the ball. That's really just get the ball.
Once he sees the football, he's not hesitating at all. He's going to make a play. He's trying to get the ball, trying to make tackles. He's just doing everything he can to help the defense.
My favorite thing to do on the field, I love to hit. Like, I don't know, I like to be aggressive on the field. Like, people wouldn't understand why, but I just love hitting.
I just like the way he hit. He come downhill, he's not afraid. His size not big, but he play like he's big. Like,
I just try to come out there. I try to hit people before I let them hit me. So I try to let them know, like, I ain't about to let nobody hit me in my mouth first. I'm gonna hit you first and let you know that I'm ready, so.
He is a tough player. He's not big. I've had some great safeties in Ed Reed and Sean Taylor, and he's not that size. It's the same type mentality. He's around the football, he's tough, and he is very, very physical for a smaller guy.
All my life, I've been smaller than everybody else, so it just really comes from the heart. As long as you have that mindset that you're gonna be better than this person on the field, you'll be all right.
For us here, it's huge having this practice facility here on campus. Obviously, our administration and the rec administration have done a great job of getting it built for us and out here to start the fall season. But it's been great because we get to be here on campus. It's a lot more convenient for everybody, the staff, the players. The players actually have somewhere, it's like a home now for them. They're not having to travel, so they have a spot to go hang out during classes, take a break in the locker room, and just hang out more as a team. So I think that's the biggest thing for us right now is just building that team still.
Describe your dream play for us.
It would be something along the lines of a poor helpless receiver running across the middle of the field looking at the ball, and you get a good just get to unload on him, honestly. Just hit him as hard as you can. That's what I like to do.
Do you use a microscope in exercise science?
I've had a few classes that have caused me to use a microscope. I'm not great with it though. But yeah, we've used a microscope.
Your mustache seems to have some character. Does it have a name?
No, it does not. No, it does not. Maybe Keith.
What's your best memory as a runner?
Just getting to play Division I college football. Because coming out of high school, I wasn't supposed to go anywhere big time, but they gave me a chance here and running out for the first game. Easily the best memory.
How would you grade his answers?
They're dead on. I mean, I'd give him an A+. His stern is pretty much, you know, what you see is what you get. And, there's no shook and jive about him, and that's what I appreciate about him.
Can you describe what he's like off the field?
You know that movie Forrest Gump? He's Tom Hanks all day long. We give him a few nicknames around here, but I tell you what, the team loves him, and we're glad he's here.
You know, I had broken a bone in my wrist where I had to have a cast all the way up to my shoulder. I went home and I was really bummed about it. And I talked to my cousin who plays for the Bears. Him and I are really close. Talked to my parents, and we decided that, you know, maybe I should come back.
Once again, Steven's patience was tested, but rather than just waiting to heal, he says he used the time to focus on the things he could control, his strength and speed. It turns out that Steven's break would also be the fledgling program at UTSA's as well. The only problem is that they didn't have any scholarships left, especially for an unproven, banged-up safety.
I just believed in myself and, you know, my work ethic that, you know, I could earn a scholarship.
Steven says he didn't exactly wow his new coaches right away. That is, until he found his other new home a little closer to the line.
At the time, I walked on as a safety. None of the coaches really knew who I was, and during practice, I just hold up the personnel cards. I didn't really get to play much. It wasn't until like week 3 or 4 that Coach Nethery came up to me and said, hey, why don't you come try playing linebacker? You know, everything just started clicking for me.
You know, the thing he can do better than just about anybody you're going to watch is he can really run. I mean, he's fast. His speed combined with his intelligence is very, very, very effective as a linebacker.
Kerfis's talents were the perfect complement for Nethery's 4-2-5 defense.
Stephen Kerfis is the kind of player that is just extremely intelligent, the smartest players I've ever coached.
Stephen also started to make an impression with his new teammates.
From day one, we kicked it off pretty well, and he's always been there for me when I needed him, and I've always been there for him whenever he needed me.
That's all the time we have for this final edition of the 2013 UTSA Football Insider. We'd like to say a special thanks to Coach Coker and his staff, as well as the folks in the athletic department. This show wouldn't be possible without their great support and access. When we started following this team more than 3 years ago, we had the idea that this might be something special. But I gotta admit, even the insider staff has seen UTSA football exceed all expectations for just 3 years. Before we say a final goodbye, we'd like to say a thank you to you, the fans. You've been a huge part of the success at UTSA, and get ready for next season because it could be bigger and better. Thanks again for your support, and thanks for being a part of UTSA Football Insider.